Ever craved a snack or drink from your childhood, only to realize it no longer exists? From iconic sodas to beloved fast food items, let's explore some discontinued foods and drinks we miss. Hershey's Kissables. The last thing you want from a candy marketed for its kissability is low-cost ingredients. When Hershey began using alternatives to cocoa butter in their Kissables line, it proved to be a turnoff. They were sold from 2005 to 2009. There wasn't much candy kissing going on after that. Wild cherry Jell-O. When something is popular, you'd think it would be on shelves for a long time. Not so in the case of Jell-O-S Wild Cherry, which wobbled off in 2023. And it isn't the first time this seems to have happened. It also had a short run in the late 1960s. Why Jell-O didn't make it a permanent thing is a mystery. You can buy other cherry flavors, but for some only wild cherries will cut it. Doritos guacamole. Dipping chips in guacamole is delicious. So when Doritos brought in chips with a flavor built in, you might have expected a best-selling snack. Nope. Doritos guacamole only lasted 3 years, between 2003 and 2006. Maybe people preferred to dunk, or could the green color have put customers off? Keebler Magic Middles. This food is a real tongue twister. Try saying it fast. That isn't the reason Keebler Magic Middles were discontinued, though. There's actually not an official explanation, but the process involved in putting fudge and peanut butter inside shortbread cookies may have led to the company changing its mind. They became a sensation in the 1980s and 90s, accompanied by a cheerful pixie-like mascot, before disappearing in 2011, Wonka Bar. In the book by Roald Dahl, Willy Wonka is the world's greatest chocolate maker. Unfortunately, when companies tried making real Wonka bars, they moved about as quickly as an Oompa Loompa on tranquilizers. Released in the 1970s, the bars weren't exactly a flop. They just didn't become the golden ticket to record profits that manufacturers hoped for. They were still being sold in 2010, but you can't get them now. Dads. Some snacks stand the test of time. And for a while, Nabisco Dads were enjoyed by consumers with a sweet tooth. They were on shelves for approximately 3 decades, starting in the 1960s. A delicious combination of pretzels, cheese crackers, and peanuts, Dads faced serious competition in the 1990s. This put Dads in deep doo-doo, Pepsi Blue, blue-colored Pepsi. Sure, it was a novelty, but how long could it last? The answer was between 2002 and 2004, made using the controversial synthetic dye Blue One. It reportedly ended up as a cult drink in the Philippines. They discontinued in the US and Canada, though if you're a big fan, you can travel to an international market and quench your thirst there. Keebler Munch, EMS. If you wanted a snack in the 1990s, chances are you would reach for a pack of Munch, EMS. They weren't quite chips. They weren't quite crackers. What they were, however, was delicious. They came in a range of creamy, cheesy flavors. And because of them being baked, not fried, there was a health angle too. Lasting from 1991 to the noughties, it appears they weren't tasty enough to compete with other snack brands. Jell-O Pudding Pops. Vanilla and chocolate-flavored frozen pudding on a stick? Sign me up. Pudding Pops sold between the 1970s and 2010. For the last few years of its life, the Pudding Pop was made by Popsicle. The original makers, Jell-O, decided to give up due to the high cost of frozen food production. Popsicles changed the look and the taste, but it wasn't enough to breathe new life into old pudding. Banana Nut Cheerios. Adding the flavor of banana and nuts to Cheerios was surely a no-brainer. Yet sadly, this didn't prove to be a hit. Banana Nut Cheerios were sold between 2009 and 2015, and reportedly made a brief comeback in 2017 as a limited edition release. Described as a fan favorite, the idea was a tasty one. If only it had been a commercially successful one also. The world did not go bananas, or indeed nuts, for Banana Nut Cheerios. Pizza spins. We take pizza for granted today, but back in the late 1960s, it was a whole new taste sensation. The General Mills Company had the interesting idea of creating a pizza-style cracker as a snack. Pizza spins contain the flavors you associate with pizza, from cheese to tomato sauce and herbs. And consumers enjoyed them up until the mid-1970s when production shut down. Reese's Swoops. The Hershey Company released Reese's Swoops in 2003. They lasted 3 years before being discontinued. Each pack contained 18 swoops, but these were more expensive than other products featuring higher amounts of chocolate. The peanutty, chocolatey treats failed to land with customers who weren't overly impressed. Philadelphia cheesecake snack bars. Creamy Philadelphia with strawberries on a biscuit base? Sounds delicious, and the public agreed. Kraft could have had a hit snack when they released Philadelphia cheesecake snack bars in 1999. Unfortunately, they stopped making them a few years later. Why? It appears that, while they looked great, they were challenging on the manufacturing side. For Loco, in 2005, the company Fusion started selling Four Loco, a drink that combined caffeine and alcohol. The product was refreshing, but it also became controversial. By 2010, it was associated with teenagers and college students. States began outlawing the brand because of its connections to binge drinking, and Four Loko in its classic form bit the dust in 2014. Watermelon Laffy Taffy. This popular chew candy had its fans in the 1990s. However, the Ferrara Candy Company faced an issue with this particular flavor, leading to a change that was unpopular with some. The now discontinued version of Watermelon Laffy Taffy reportedly contains seeds made of sugar for the full melon effect. Trouble is, the seeds broke into tiny pieces, and consumers didn't like the texture. Snapple Elements. The iconic brand Snapple released its Elements range in 1999. They were known for having a cool theme based on elements, such as fire, rain, and air. Yes, air flavored. However, that works. The elaborate glass bottles got attention from consumers, though no amount of cutting-edge concepts could save the sales figures. In 2005, the classic Elements range was discontinued, though it would come back as a healthier version 17 years later. Sun Chips Sweet and Spicy Barbecue. Sun Chips produced these snacks up until 2013. They feature the flavors of a tasty barbecue on a chip. It makes perfect sense. Only consumers weren't totally sold on the idea. The most interesting thing about this is there doesn't seem to be a specific reason why the product was stopped. Plus, it isn't their first rodeo. Sun Chipped sweet potato and brown sugar snacks also had fans salivating, only for the line to be discontinued. Kudos granola bars. Granola is good for you, but let's face it isn't the most attractive or delicious of snacks. Mars decided to try and change that in 1986. Essentially, they put chocolate on it and made it taste of candy rather than oats and such. That's certainly one way of getting healthy, but the ride didn't last. Later competition from other health snacks appeared to hit Kudos hard, and the bar disappeared from shelves in 2017. Dannon Sprinkle-Ins. The Dannon Company wanted to make yogurt fun for kids, so of course they put candy in it, as well as fruit to keep things healthy. Their range of Sprinkle-Ins reportedly became a hit with young consumers, though this wasn't enough to stop them from being discontinued. They sold from 1992 to the early 21st century, and, as some people have pointed out, you can easily make your own Sprinkle-Ins anyway by simply sprinkling candy in a regular yogurt. Fruitopia. Coca-Cola produced a fruit drink. Fruitopia wasn't exactly a paradise for thirsty customers, though it managed to survive between 1994 and 2003. They gave these drinks fun names, such as Pink Lemonade Euphoria, The Great Beyond, and, Raspberry Psychic Lemonade. Maybe those who drank that flavor saw what was coming for Fruitopia. These discontinued foods and drinks left a lasting impact, and we'd love to see them make a comeback. Which one do you miss the most? Some flavors are just too good to forget. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the video.